Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to show you how you can make your own rooting compound out of something called willow water. Stick with us and we'll be right back. Okay guys, we're down here by the pond, and like I said, we're going to be making willow water, which is a natural rooting hormone you can use for rooting your cuttings. It can be made from any member of the Salix family. That's the willow family, but we have several different examples of willows here on the property, so I'll try to take you around and show you some. But here's the first and most common kind, which is the white willow. But it's growing down here by the pond, and we thought we'd take a look at it. We'll run around and see some of the other different kinds that it could be made from too, and then we'll get into it a little more. Okay, we're down here at the other end of the pond, and willows like water, so a lot of our willows are located around the water. But up here you can see these are called Austrees. Another name for them is a hybrid willow. But you can tell most of them by the shape of their leaves, and we'll show you those a little closer here in a few minutes. But these are called an Austree, and they're a hybrid willow from the same Salix family. But let's go see if we can find some other ones. Okay guys, we're going to be taking some cuttings as we go along, and what you want to do when you make your cuttings is you want this yellow and green growth here out there on the ends of the limbs. That's what contains the growing hormones. But you can see when the branch goes back here, it turns to a gray brown. You don't want that. But if you come out here on the end of the branch, you want the new growth, the yellow and green growth. And that's what we'll be collecting as we go along, and we'll show you some more of that here in a minute. Okay guys, here's another member of the willow family. This is what's called a dappled willow. It could probably use a haircut. But the dappled willow is usually trained to be a shrub. It can get quite large, as you can see. But it's also in the same family, and it can also be used to make rooting hormone. So we're going to get a few snips out of it, and then we'll see what other kind we can find. Okay guys, we're down here by the creek, and we've had some rain and got some water going through here, but hopefully it won't interfere with the sound too much. But what we have here, back here in the background, this is what's called a water willow. These grow along the natural waterways. They're a little bit tougher of a willow, but same family, same Salix family. And we'll go ahead and get some snips off of it, but I wanted to show it to you, and we're headed back onto the field to take a look at one more kind. But this is a water willow. You can see them along the waterways. Okay guys, we're back here on the back field now. I wanted to show you these. Tina and I planted these in here, but these are what's called a curly willow or a twisted willow. But I'll get you in close here, and you can kind of see why they're called that. The branches are curled and twisted, and we think they're really pretty, so we put in a row of them back here on the backfield. And but they're from the same Salix family. You can still make the willow water from them, so we'll even get a few cuts from them, and we'll add them to the mix, and we'll show you how to make it here in just a second. Okay guys, what I've done is laid out the cuttings from all 5 different kinds of willows, and I mixed them up together so that you could see that they all obviously come from the same family, the same kind of leaf structure, same kind of stem structure. But the next step to making our willow water is to get all of these leaves off of here, and I'll bring you back when I've got that done. Alright guys, we're back, and we've got all the leaves off of the willow twigs now. And the next step is to go ahead and cut them into about 1-inch pieces like we got here. And we'll go ahead and fill a jar up with them. You just keep adding them to the jar, and I'm not going to try to do them too much. We've already cut some here. But go ahead and tuck those in a jar. And then we've got some rainwater. And what you want to do is go ahead and fill them all the way up until they're covered with water. Now there's a couple schools of thought here. This is a cold water method, but You can actually do it with boiling water and wait 24 hours, and some people believe that destroys the acids in the willows. Willows have 2 different kinds of acid in them, and I'm not going to embarrass myself trying to pronounce them, so I'll put some information on them down in the description of the video. But they say you can pour boiling water over it and leave it for 24 hours, or with the cold water method like we're using here, I've heard anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks. So we're just going to go ahead and simulate a couple of weeks time lapse, and then I'll show you what we do with it next. Okay guys, we're going to pretend that 2 weeks has mysteriously elapsed here in crazy video land. So the next step is you don't want any leaf material or plant material in your willow water. So what we're going to do is we're going to strain the water through a small kitchen strainer like this. But you'll just take your willow water and pour it through the strainer. And what you can do is, we've found that you can use the water 2 or 3, 4 times. And you can keep adding some fresh willow sticks to it, or just go ahead and replace them. But we like to just go ahead, once you've made your willow water, you can go ahead and just top it off, and you can go ahead and make more. But willow water will help with rooting and your cuttings. We found it helps to water twice with it. You don't have to continuously water with it. You can water twice with it, about a week apart. Or you can go ahead and soak your rooting medium in it and just do it that way. But that's willow water. We'll go ahead. I'm not gonna waste all this effort cutting these willow trees and stuff, so I'm actually gonna pour this water back in here, and we'll wait a couple weeks, and we should have some willow water we can use here on the homestead. Okay guys, thank you for coming by the channel. We hope that you learned something about the willow water. I'll leave some more information on the acids that help with the rooting and protecting your cuttings down in the description. We'd appreciate it if you'd hit the subscribe button and come on back, check out some of our other videos. A thumbs up always helps. It lets YouTube know to share our video with more people. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. We try to respond to every comment we get, and we'll give you the best information we can. If we don't know, we'll find you an answer. So we really appreciate it. Hope everybody has a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.